Are you a coach that's stuck selling one on one and wondering how to scale your business without spreading yourself too thin? What if there's a way to position yourself as an industry expert, attract clients instead of chasing them, and build a brand that commands higher prices? In today's episode, we're diving deep with Harry Sardinas into how building authority through public speaking, workshops, and publishing can propel your business to new heights. He's the founders of Speakers Are Leaders, an international public speaking, empowerment, and leadership program that's listed alongside the world's best courses aimed at empowering you and your team to speak more confidently so more people want to do business with you. So, Harry, let's talk about an entrepreneur who's been selling one-to-one. Maybe they have a course, maybe they have a product, maybe they're doing one-on-one coaching. And right now they're at a place where they want to be able to sell one-to-many. They want to be able to get on a stage. They want to be able to do an event. What are some beginning steps that you would tell they should take so that they could move forward in this process?
Thank you so much, man, for the invitation to be in the podcast. It's an honor for me to be here, especially because we have a chat before, and since I spoke with you, I got so inspired that I lost, since we spoke, about 9 kilos. So grateful for you, the way that you inspire me and to get my health to a next level, and I could be more grateful for that. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And we were talking about this, that sometime I'm in the stage in South America and I'm telling people you need to change your life, you need to create the product, and the stages are so big, we have 2,000 people there. I'm walking up and down the stage and I'm like, man, so I really need to do something with my head. And you, man, I got so inspired about your story that I took action, and I'm very happy, right? Now let's go to business, right? So why we should be exploring the possibility to sell one-to-many? What are the benefits of selling one-to-many? Number one is about positioning, right? In order for us to sell, there is one element that is really important, which is credibility or authority. So how we build that authority, how we build that credibility. So a lot of people may come to say, okay, you know what? I have this business is really small and I don't have so much money to build my authority, because I always tell to people, look, listen, if there is a pair of Nike is $150, right? But you can buy the same pair of training for $15. So why people are able to pay 10 times more for that? People will come and say, no, it's because of the brand, right? But what is the brand? What is it? So at the end of the day, branding is the level of credibility, of authority that your product and service have, right? And by building that credibility and this authority, you can actually sell your product 20x. It's happening in the industry. Look, the Rolls Royce, how much is the car, right? Compared with another car. How much is an iPhone compared with the simple phone with another brand? We have this in all this industry, that when a product becomes the authority in the marketplace, right? Now we are not care about price anymore, because we want the best. We want to work with the best. We want to work with authority. And if the phone is important for us, if the car is important for us, if the watch is important for us, we don't care. We are willing to pay 10 times, 20 times more, because we want the authority in the marketplace. We want that product, right? And a lot of people come and ask the same question, say, Harry, how? I don't have Nike budget. Yeah, I'm just starting my business. I just started. I'm just have the small company. I'm selling my product, so I don't have so huge budget for authority. So how I can create my brand? How I can create that authority that will help me to sell my product, to sell more products, and to actually sell it more expensive. And the whole thing is sometimes is how you package it and how you create the perception. Because in the end of the day, if you write the book about your business, you already are increasingly huge your level of authority. Yeah, like for example, Mark, you shared with me that now you have a new program that was amazing related with weight loss, right? And this is actually a new vertical that you're developing, because before you're very good at sales. I'm training people how to sell the products. I'm very aware of that. But now you want to start this vertical, right? So let's say now you're starting this vertical, but if you write the book, seven steps to become a bodybuilder champion, because you can write that book because you actually done it. Now, all of a sudden, you become the authority in the weight loss space, and the knowledge already inside your head. It's not as difficult to write the book. It's definitely not expensive, because you're writing it yourself and publish it. It costs nothing. But now it's even saying the word authority. right? And now you're building your brand that when people see your book and they see it has to be a certain type of book that is designed for that to enhance your personal brand, right? So we use a lot of elements in the book publishing that we own. One of them is put the picture. So when people see that book with your picture and they're looking at you and they're like, wow, this is you? This is your book, man? You wrote this? Now all of a sudden, the people are telling their friends, listen, my coach wrote this book. He's an author. No, how much they charge? I don't forget about he's charging me. If your coach and author, no, I'm working with the best. It's a little bit more expensive, but so now you position yourself as authority. But at the same time, let's talk about the book scenario, right? At the same time, how long will it take you to read the book? Sometimes it takes a week. Sometimes it takes 3 days, right? Now, if you write that book with the right strategy, the client can is spending 3 days with you, 4 days with you. That's the longest time in a sales process that you will have. There is no other way that you can retain a prospect so much time. The prospect will know you from A to B, what you have done, how you're doing, your values, your integrity, the way that how passionate about you are, what you do. Man, when the people close the book, they say, you know what? I want to work with this guy. I like him. And when they like him, they trust you. And the book is a great platform. Now, let's say, for example, sometimes you get invited, and we get invited to speak a lot, right? And sometimes the speaking slot is too short, 10 minutes. You don't have enough time, right, to persuade an audience to buy your product and service. If you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes you cover it with somebody else. And the promoters, sometimes they need you half an hour, they need you 2 hours, or they need you 15 minutes. And this is how this industry works. But what you can do is you speak 10 minutes and then you can give your book to the audience. And now that process of conversion, that you only touch, move, and inspire the audience. And actually, then you can get those sales. But also, it's about the changing the flow, right? When we start in the business, it's us who's chasing the clients all the time. We are chasing the clients. Oh, where are the clients? Where I meet the clients? When am I gonna meet the clients? I need to make this phone call. So when we don't have credibility and authority, we are in the flow that is us who are chasing the clients. And we need that client because we need that sale, because we need to run the business. However, when you shift the paradigm, when you write the book and the client read the book, it's the client that comes to you because dynamic change. He already spent time with you, reading your book. So now he like you and trust you. So the client's already looking for you already. The book already convert the client for you. So the dynamic change. So when you have the conversation with the client, is very empowering. Do you really want to do this for real? Let's put this energy. Let's get your health back on track, and let's do X, Y, and Z. So a fantastic vehicle is, and it's cost effective, is to write the book, right? Not any book, not your storybook, not your bio book, not a how-to book that combines your personal brand story with the business as you're doing. That the type of book that actually will work and will help you to enhance the personal, but also because you have that book, then, and it's written with a certain strategy, now you can do workshops about this book, right? And this is how you become a public speaking, which is another way of sales one-to-many. Every time that we are on the stage, we are selling. Every time that we're on the stage, we're selling either a product or an idea. And you guys there in US, you have the perfect example that, the debate between Trump and Biden just happened, I don't know, a few days ago. And what happened is that they didn't perform well in the debate. He couldn't persuade the audience properly. He had taken a big hit because of that. In terms of the results, not even the own party believe in him. People are talking about replace him, that he showed up weak, and all that happened because he couldn't touch, move, and inspire the audience and articulate the ideas properly in the first 10-15 minutes, I have to say, after he got on track. Trump on the other hand, we're not talking about political views here, we're talking about the ability to sell one-to-many. There are, Donald Trump is an expert on this. He's a business person, he's a salesperson, and he knows how to do this very well. To the point, like, even they didn't put the audience, right? They didn't put the audience because if they put the audience, they know that Trump has an advantage because he knows how to deal with the audience, he knows how to make them laugh, he knows how to persuade that audience. So actually they're making hard for him to remove the audience. So they say, okay, let's see if this guy with no audience, now we can balance. And on top of that, even that, he managed to sell his idea, right? To become a public speaker is the most powerful skill that human being can have. If you see, you can be president of the country, you see the priests, the lawyers, right? When we do a workshop, speakers and leaders, it's very strange because it come religion leaders, lawyers, and a lot of entrepreneurs. It's a very strange mix that we have every time that we run the workshop. But because these people are addressing audiences and they have the need to persuade and inspire the audience to buy into the idea, to buy into the product, to buy into the service. However, if you had a book and in that book there is a book, the name is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I don't know if you hear about that book. So this guy, he sold lots of books. He sold maybe millions of that book, right? He sold a lot of books. But what nobody knows is that he make 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more millions teaching the system in that book as a workshop, as a public speaker, right? So the system that he designed in that book, it became his asset and he became the workshop. It's exactly the same thing that we do. I have my book, Speakers and Leaders. When I do my workshop, we do the workshop Speakers and Leaders. But in the workshop, I don't teach the whole book. I teach the system within the book because this is the asset. And now you can monetize your knowledge because now people are paying £500 for the ticket for the workshop. Sometimes the VIP pay £2,000. So now your customer acquisition process starts to become profitable because now rather than you spending in marketing and chasing the clients for them for buy from you and spending advertising and everything, now you're doing a workshop where they can learn something. And again, the same philosophy with the book, that is spend time with you. Our workshop is very immersive. 2 days from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And actually, after we finish 11 p.m., people don't go home. They're so high up that they want to stay. They don't let me sleep. They still 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And they're, Harry, that was amazing. I said, man, go to sleep. Tomorrow 9 a.m. we start again. The whole thing is that you can actually, the position is different, right? Because if you are on the stage and you are speaking in front of the audience, now you have authority, you have credibility. It's the same perception that you have with the book, right? But that authority, that ability is actually building your brand and it's actually facilitating your sales process and also allowing you to charge premium prices for what you offer because the people can spend 2 days with you and you can actually have time to educate their needs. Sometimes the people are in our trainings and they don't even understand what we do and what we are selling. And once we have an explanation and we run the workshop exactly how we have in this conversation today, then people have a deep understanding, the entrepreneurs, and now, wow, I get it what this guy is telling you. That's what is not working in my business. So at the end of the day, we all need to build the brand because that brand, that personal brand, today is more important the personal brand than actually the corporate brand. Before, in the 80s, in the 90s, you have a high corporate brand and as an entrepreneur, you hide behind the company and it was okay. Nobody really cares. But today, no. Today, the people want to know and then the product behind the business, right? And the multimillionaires, the successful people, they know how to do that very well, right? If you see all the books of Donald Trump, if you see all the books of Tony Robbins, if you see all the books of Branson for United Kingdom, if you see the book from Michelle Obama, Becoming, you can see that those books haven't been designed to sell books. Yeah. These books have a different pattern, from the title, from the way that the book is structured. They are books designed to enhance the personal brand. Today, Michelle Obama, I think that's more famous than check her Instagram, right? She did an event here in London and she filled the O2 like that faster than any pop star singer that usually take 3 weeks, right? Because she has a very strong personal brand. She started to work personal brand. When you have a strong personal brand like Trump with the TV show The Apprentice and everything, because he's doing the TV show, he's seeing himself as authority and he's building his personal brand during the show. I remember last time that somebody tried to compete against Trump and he put 1 billion and still he lost. He lost even putting 1 billion because 1 billion, the money you can, when you have a strong personal brand, you can achieve things that you won't be able to achieve with money. So
let's dig a little bit deeper. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been, like I said, the avatar is I'm selling one-to-one. Now you have explained to us why a book is important because it adds that credibility. Now I want to be able to teach a workshop that is talking about the system in the book. What are some of these steps that I, as an entrepreneur, should take? How do I go about setting up a workshop, promoting that workshop? How am I filling those seats so that I can sell from the stage?
Excellent question. Number one, is something that you always Mark say, how we do one thing is how we do everything. And the first challenge that the entrepreneurs have when it comes to this stage is to overcome the fear of public speaking, right? There is a huge fundamental problem. We have reached over 1 million people over the world training about public speaking. We find the same pattern. It doesn't matter if it's in Singapore, Mexico, Dubai, you name it, all over the place that we do our trainings. And there is an issue, right? And the issue is that people are afraid to speak in public. It's the biggest fear that a human being have. Here in London, they do surveys, and people prefer to die than to speak in public. So where this fear coming from? Is coming from our early age, right? Because when we are kids, our mom or dad is telling us, don't talk to strangers. Talking to strangers is bad. So even when everyone remembering you were a kid, that you were talking with a stranger, and then your mom and your dad came and said, look, don't do that. Stay close to me. Don't talk to strangers. This is really bad. Don't do it again. I will grant you if you do it again, right? So now, since a very early age, 3 years, 5 years old, it gets embedded in everyone's subconscious mind that talking to strangers is bad. That is going to be very bad, and have been taught by the people we love the most, which is our parents. But now you are in business, and now you need to do sales one-to-one, and you need to talk to strangers every day. But when it comes worse is when you have to speak in front of loads of strangers. So the fear that the entrepreneur faces, not an entrepreneur, every single human being, right? That's one of the reasons why I designed our workshop Speakers at Leaders, is to go to help them to break the fear, right? And the problem is that fear, this is where you stop. You will say, you know what, I'm too scared to do the public speaking, so I'm not gonna do it. And guess what? You are in business, your competition is doing it. So
what are some steps someone can take to
So
overcome
step number one is to overcome the fear of public speaking, and everybody need to understand that this fear, everybody have it, and public speaking is not talent based, it's a practice. The more you practice, the better you become, and that's the end of it. It's like driving or swimming. So it's a skill based, it's not talent based. Everybody can be a great public speaker. There is no limitation because it's a skill based, right? So number two, the second step, again, you have to write the book. You need to have that book that have that system inside, because that will give you the credibility to actually to fill the room. People, why they're gonna go to your workshop? You should be an expert in your field, and how you communicate that. Then they need to know, oh, the author of this book is going to do a workshop about that book. And if the target market is interested in that, now you have a level of credibility that they will show. We do events here in London, and we fill the room, and a lot of international speakers well-known come to our events, and it's always telling me the same question, asking me, Harry, man, how you fill this room? How you find all these people? And we do have that profile. We write the books in the topic, and people know that every time that we go to our events, it's an author that's going to be talking and giving the advice. So we do have the high level of credibility built already, because we specialize in this. It's basically we feed the room with credibility, right? A lot of elements helps a lot. For example, we have been in the cover of several magazines, business big magazine, for example, and when we do our landing pages for our events, we put feed the room to create the landing page to feed the room. This is things that will help you out, right? You can actually check our landing page. And number one, have the credibility, all of it, from the top to the bottom. So how you do the credibility? You put your book cover in that landing page. One more credibility, can you put a cover in a magazine if you have been there? One more credibility you can have? Okay, let me tell you something. If you have, for example, if you visit our website, you will see that we have over 100 photos with all the celebrities in the coaching business. We have photo with Tony Robbins, we have photo with Les Brown, we have photo with Mary Diamond, we have photo with John Gray that sold 50 million books, we have photo with Ken Honda that sold over 8 million books. We have photos with pictures with all the celebrities in the space that we are, which is coaching. So there is something very interesting. It calls branding by association, right? If you have a photo with these people, and because we're actually hanging out with them, and now you put that in your in your landing page, now you're leveraging the credibility of the other people that you're talking that picture. It calls branding by association. So they say, well, this guy's with Tony Robbins, this guy with Les Brown, this guy with Mary Diamond, this guy is with all these amazing amazing coaches, he should be a good coach, right? Otherwise, he won't be hanging around with them. So, yeah, any photo that you can collect or any picture from people that they are well known in your industry definitely will help a lot with the credibility. The other thing is the following the social media, podcasting, right? We have over 250,000 followers on all our social media channels. That also, again, like I always said, credibility on top of credibility. So you want to have in your landing page all the elements that will position yourself as the authority in the marketplace and this credibility. And sometimes what it takes is to have how it works. So what is going to take to build the big following in social media? It takes work, like you do in market building. You spending time, you have your podcast and everything. Eventually, you will find the people that will align with this topic, will align with this subject, and actually doesn't need to be too many. Doesn't have to be too many, but you need to have a 250,000 followers to get credibility. I know with 20,000, 30,000, it will position you as your authority in the marketplace, because it's all about niches as well, right? If your niche is specific your clients, right? But the other part is, and I think it to be very, after you have this landing page where they have all the pieces, testimonials, we have a lot of that give you credibility, third-party endorsement. So we put all that, right? And with the right sales copy, we have to be able to, when people read that landing page, actually get touched, moved, and inspired, and get clarity what is about the experience that is about to happen when they go. Because don't get me wrong, here in UK, in US also, you have the same issue. Even if the event is free, they are giving you your weekends. If you're doing 2-day event, they are giving you Saturday and Sunday all day life, the whole weekend. They will cancel all the activities and they will spend 2 days with you at the event. So even if it's free, you have to be able to create an amazing experience for them. And you can do free. We actually don't do free events anymore. We do pay events, right? We discovered that they are more profitable, but also more, the audience can get better value and we convert better, because when people pay, if they pay £500, they're gonna arrive on time, they're gonna be there 2 days, and they're not gonna leave, and they're gonna be 100% in because they already put money. Whether if you do it for free, right, the people come, they go, some people come Saturday, some people come Sunday, the whole amazing experience that you designed for them is no experience for all of them. And we find out that for the multi-speaker events, sometimes we do for free, but when it comes to our personal workshops, we prefer to do a paid ticket so they can have the whole experience. So the whole workshop works very good for them, they get value for the money, but also it works good for us because we can actually facilitate the whole process and get the full experience.
So would you recommend that an entrepreneur that is getting started, they right away go with paid workshops, or would you still recommend they start with free and then work their way up?
I think that an entrepreneur that is starting, I recommend to start with free workshop, because again, it's about getting the skill, right? And the truth is, it's not going to happen in your first workshop, nor in the second one. You need to, if you have a mentor, if you have a coach that have done that and have built a global brand from the States like we have, definitely will help you to get there faster. But at the end of the day, it's skill based, as I said. I'm not going to lie to anyone here. The more you practice, the better you become. And if you can start to do a workshop for free and 10 people show up, and because this is how we started, people saw us now speak on a stage from 2,000 people, and they're like, wow, but we didn't start like that. The first time that we spoke in Singapore, we spoke in a house. It was not even a hotel. Oh, Harry, you got to speak, and then we arrived, and it was a network marketing company in a house on one person, and then it was 10 people there and waiting for me to teach them a little bit about, how to present the network marketing company and how to close and persuade the audience. And now in Singapore, we have 200, 300 people, right? So you start leader and you develop that skill. And in that process, when you develop that skill, you can do the multi-speaker event. The multi-speaker event is very good because you bring other speakers from your industry, and those pictures that you need, you can take them there. They are actually your events. So they take hundreds of pictures with you, and then you can use these to leverage after with your credibility. And also, you start to build the credibility from day one. Also, if you speak at an event, take a picture of you speaking at the event and put it in your website, put it in your sales letter. Now, take the picture, not a close-up. You have to take the picture from behind where people can actually see people, right? That's what gives you credibility, right? And I have mentors, I have a lot of international speakers that I know that they are telling me, oh, Harry, the only thing that I regret in my life is don't take pictures of all the hundreds of events that I spoke in front of thousands of people. That when they spoke, it was packed, and then they left, and nobody. They didn't take care of this simple detail that, okay, let's take a picture of that person speaking in Atlanta in front of 2,300 people, because for us, we are very sharp on this. We have a huge collection. Actually, there is no event that we haven't spoke unless that we don't take a picture and become part of our archive. So imagine if now you go to a website, you have 20, 30, 50 pictures of a stage full of people listening to you, right? You have that proof that will enhance your authority. But everything starts small. If you start to do the free workshops and you have 20 people and you take a picture with you with these 20 people, and then you do another workshop and then you have another 20 people free and you take another picture, yeah? People will know, he's speaking a lot because it's the clothes, it's different, the people is different, this is not the same event. Wow, it's the level of authority there. And guess what? The better you become, the audiences start to become bigger. The better you become the skill, you start to understand what your audience really wants. And the more you develop the skill, you will be able to put a product that actually they pay you. And it's amazing when you turn around this situation, because then your customer acquisition process becomes an asset rather than a liability, which all companies that you see there, right? For us to acquire the client, we have to pay marketing and we have to pay advertising, and this is an expense that we have.
Let's talk about the customer acquisition process. We talked about free workshop. Obviously, if you're running free workshops, you're not investing money in ads. Because if at least it's a paid workshop, the customer acquisition process is a little bit simpler because you're running ads and getting some money back, hopefully through ticket sales or program sales. But when somebody's starting out and they're doing free workshops, what are some tips that you have that they can do to get people in those seats for free using organic marketing?
Okay, so few things that we need to use. If you can put some elements of credibility in the sales letter of that free workshop, right? And now you go to a platform. Here we have one in London that calls Eventbrite. You have Meetup. You have to understand that there are lots of places where you can advertise your event and it's free, or you need to pay little money, right? You have to take, if you're doing a workshop and it's a free workshop, right? You have to pick the right timing as well, because, for example, Saturday, right, here in United Kingdom at least, and all over the world we experience this. When it's a free workshop, the morning everybody comes, but in the afternoon most of the people leave. If it's Sunday because they have church, if it's Saturday because they have a party, so the morning is what is really important for them. So it's more effective to create a 4-hour workshop, right? And in that workshop, what you do is a preview of your 2-day workshop, right? And you just give them in these 4 hours, right? You teach them something amazing, right? And they can have a great experience. What's gonna be like with you for 4 hours and how much they can learn. And I'm telling you that if this is doing properly and the person have the right practice and they deliver a lot of value, right? Only thing that you need to do is say, guys, do you learn something from me? How would you like to spend 2 days with us in this workshop specifically, when we're gonna be covering not only this but a lot of things more, and we're gonna spend 2 days too, right? So this is the day, this is the time, is £500 or $300 or whatever the price point, and there you go. Now you actually, before you do the 2-day workshop, before you open the doors, now you have profit in that workshop, right? So don't wait to do a workshop. I know I'm trusting the upsell. No, I'm gonna upsell my program for 10K after the workshop. No, you have to get trained. You have to get the mindset that before you open your 2-day workshop, you already sold the tickets. You have to sell those tickets because you want to work with serious people. And if the people are not paying you £100, £2,000 for your 2-day workshop, right? The issue is that preview that you're doing, they don't see enough value, and you will find a way to communicate that value. When you do 3, 4, 10, 20, you will click and say, you know what, if I do this in the 4 hours, they understand the whole thing and they will be able. So it's about to fill the room, the little credibility that you have, you put it in that landing page, and now you go everywhere. You go to, you guys maybe have this in US, and you do a meetup, free meetup about weight loss. But then you go to Eventbrite and say free event about weight loss. But then you go to Facebook groups and that they are in the area, and then you put free event about weight loss. Then you go to Reddit. I think Reddit, if you write that weight loss or whatever, everybody will ask, something like that. I think Twitter also have something like that. If you have a problem, You can post there, and then you have the free one. So you have to advertise your event everywhere. And what I mean everywhere, a lot of people think that, oh, no, I put my ad in Meetup and only 3 people show with the workshop. Yes, because 3 people came from Meetup. But if you want to have 20, 30 people, 50 people, you need to do Meetup. You need to do the organic social media. You need to text all your friends and tell all your friends, do you know any friend that is interested in this free workshop? Do you know anyone? You have to actually go to your private network and to do whatever it takes to start to fill that room, because this is gonna be your room that it will help you to develop the skill, right? Now, once you have the skill, then honestly, you don't even, because your personal network and your personal friends is gonna dry up, then it's not infinite, right? But now that if 20 people show up, you already know that you're gonna close 20%. And now you know that you're gonna walk out with 2K. Right? If 20 people show up, so now it becomes an enormous game. And even if you want to put 1,000 in advertising, then you can continue filling the pattern, and it's more easy to fill it with advertising. But you need budget, and your conversion rate in advertising also will depend on the level of credibility. So it's better to do with the organic network, take a lot of pictures of you speaking on the stage, put down the credibility. So then when you're gonna pay for that, your landing page have a lot of credibility, so your conversion rate. I have a client, for example, he's the owner of a supermarket, the 300 supermarket he owns. He's a big shot, import and export, you name it. He has 60 million clients. And we decided to do one event here, exponential business growth strategy. The guy's a big shot. If you see this LinkedIn profile, he have a lot of connections, and he's a CEO headquarters, 300 supermarkets, right? And a huge logistic operation. Then he does the landing page for an event that we want to do here in London, free event, right? And the conversion is like crazy, like £50 for a lead for free. And I'm like, man, this is, you're gonna spend a fortune to fill this room. And I said, look, let me try. I'll do the landing page. I'll put my profile, I'll put my credibility, I'll do everything. We're doing the event with you, so you will be in the landing page. But let me use my profile. And then all of a sudden, we were paying 10, which is for a free event here in London. And the guy didn't understand what happened. I don't understand what happened. I said, you are a big shot, but in your landing page, that is not portrayed. And yeah, a lot of people, but you don't have any photo with any of them. So people that cannot use branding by association, and you speak in the Chamber of Commerce, but there is no picture of you of all the event that you spoke in Harvard and whatever. So how people can see that you're actually speaking and you actually can give them a good experience if they don't see a track record of you speaking? Regardless that you're a big shot, then your conversion rate goes high because people don't believe, it becomes expensive, right? So it's all about what we're sharing today. They build your credibility and go to this path that you can actually turn into profitability your customer acquisition process. So now it doesn't become a liability, it becomes an asset. However, you do have to work on yourself, same like you say, Mark, all the time. It takes a lot of discipline, yes, and you have to develop the skill. And sometimes we are afraid, and that fear stops us to take the next step. And when we are in business, we have to evolve, and we have to understand how business process work, and to do whatever it takes to get to the next step.
Absolutely. One last thing. We talked about so much about all the things that an entrepreneur should do. What are some don'ts? Having been in this industry, having worked with the best, what are some mistakes, pitfalls that a beginning entrepreneur who's looking to get on stage should avoid?
Okay, number one is to try to sell or to talk about something that you're not expert on, right? For example, you are a champion, right? So now, let's say that you, Mark, you go to a weight loss workshop. Yeah, and what happened? You're gonna find someone that hasn't achieved any of this, is a slightly overweight, and is talking to people about a network marketing pro supplement or whatever that is gonna make your health amazing. And the guys look chubby, and you can tell, that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just presenting to make a sale and to make money. So the level of credibility. So this is a huge problem in this industry, right? Because yeah, if you're a good salesperson and you know how to persuade that audience, people will buy from you. However, it's until Mark is in the audience, because one day it's gonna be someone that actually done it. Yeah, a lot of people go to the stages and speak. No, you can make a million, you can make a million, you can make a million. That's until 1 million is sitting in that room, because when a million is sitting in the room, can raise the hand and say, man, you haven't made a million in your life. The way you talk, what you say, you haven't made a million in your life. So don't talk about making millions, right? So yeah, people buy into this and into the illusion, right? But you actually don't talk about something that you haven't done. You have to speak, go to the stage 100%, teaching something that you have your own experience, based on your own experience, based on what you have done. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, and honestly, you're damaging your reputation, because that will happen. I can guarantee you that will happen, that you go up there saying, you can become a millionaire if you do this, if you do that. Yeah, one day, a friend will invite the friend sitting there to the workshop, because after you want to go to dinner, then the millionaire is sitting and start to talk you a lot, and then he's gonna raise the hand and gonna tell you a few things from the audience that you're not gonna like it, right? This is a massive issue. People understand that, or this credibility thing about this thing, and then they jump and they start to do events and they start to speak and they start to talk about things that they don't know and things about they haven't done. And this is a huge problem. Rather than build your credibility, you are digging yourself. You don't need to be better. This ability and expertise. I have the other day one guy. He was a trader, right? And we were talking about this credibility, writing the book, speaking on stage. And he's, wow, but Harry, who am I for me to write the book about trading or to speak on the stage about trading? I'm telling him, man, you're not writing the book for Warren Buffett. You're writing the book for me, that I don't have any clue about trading. So for me, you're an expert. I'm your client. You don't need to see that every single person is an expert in something. Now, your level of expertise, well, you're going to have a client base that considers an expert in your market field, and these are the people that will buy from you. And these are the people that want to learn from you. You're not writing the book for Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is in another level. You're writing, you are an authority for everybody that wants to trading, right? So everybody's an expert in something. Everybody can build that credibility, because if you have a business and you have a product and you're selling it, you have a certain level of respect on what you've done it, because people are buying from that, so the marketplace is responding. So now you can educate that need and you can build your credibility, and it's gonna make your path shorter in order to become more wealth, because you can sell to more people. And there are two ways to increase a business: you can increase the business to having more clients, or to have the same amount of clients that they pay you more. However, when you master this public speaking and this credibility part, you're going to have both. You're going to have more clients that pay you more for your service.
Love it. Thank you so much, Harry. How do my audience member find you if they want to learn more about how you can help them write a book, get on a stage?
Okay, so this is what we can do. We have a website, www.speakersaldias.co.uk. This is our workshop. We do this workshop at the moment once a year in London, and this workshop has been delivered in Singapore, in several times in Dubai, in Peru, Mexico, here in United Kingdom. And this is our flag workshop, Speakers Alias. So we do it here in United Kingdom once a year. And then the other way to reach us, I have my website, www.harrysardinas.com, and then in that website there is a easiest way to reach out. Yeah. And the other way is talking to Mark. Yeah, we're very good friends. So if you want to get in contact with me, speak with Mark, and we are very close. We speak a lot, and we are inspiring each other. I think that, like I said before, I'm so grateful that we have this like a month ago, and man, I was so inspired. I couldn't sleep after we finished our podcast. I'm sleeping and I'm like, man. And I told Lily, my girlfriend, I said, you won't believe that guy that we have the chat has so much energy. He's speaking so eloquent. He's so happy with his life, with his achievement. He's so driven, and I couldn't sleep that night. And then I woke up and said, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going to, and I was excited to tell you. So I was like, when we found out that we're gonna do the podcast with you, I'm like, man, Mark is not gonna believe what I've done since we spoke.
It's incredible. 9 kilos in 1 month is no joke. It just goes to show how strong-willed you are and how much hard work you're willing to put in. And for everybody listening that's the key characteristic to have. Harry is successful in business, and because of his business, he knows how to be disciplined. He knows how to have a good work ethic. He knows how to follow through on the promises he has made to himself. So now, this is a second promise Harry has made him to himself, to be fit and take care of his health so that he can live a long, healthy life, put more people on stage, help more entrepreneurs. And I just love everything about this, Harry.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. And like I said, you do have very good energy, very good vibe, a lot of good things are about to happen to your life. I can feel it. I've been doing this long enough, so I can see the people when we have that drive and that talent, and you're full of energy and full of drive to help people, actually. And the only good things will happen to you. Even you have an impact on me, and trust me, I know lots of people in this space, and even our chat make a big difference in my life. So I'm very grateful for that.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.